Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about the famous phrase turn the other cheek. We're going to discuss what does it mean exactly. I'm going to give you my view on it since I think there are a lot of misconceptions about this particular verse. And I'm sure that a lot of you have heard about this verse or this particular phrase turn the other cheek regardless of your faith background, and you are just in situations where you were either saying to the other person you should turn the other cheek, or you yourself thought that you should be turning the other cheek. So this phrase is actually part of the so-called Sermon on the Mount that Jesus gives. And when I was in Israel, I was actually at that place where Jesus presumably gave this sermon. So here are a few pictures of that place in Israel that were shot by me, where the so-called Mount of Beatitudes is situated, where Jesus gave the very famous Sermon on the Mount. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like the video and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in that kind of content. And let's get right into the video. So first of all, I really want to say what turn the other cheek does not refer to. So this doesn't refer to self-defense, meaning that if someone is trying to hurt you, or if someone is trying to hurt your child, your spouse, your friend, you are not called to turn the other cheek and let hurt come towards you and tolerate abuse. It also doesn't mean that we should be taken advantage of. And if someone is taking advantage of us in some way, they should keep on doing it because we need to turn the other cheek. It also doesn't refer to tolerating harassment, bullying, or threats. If someone is abusing you and you keep taking it, that is obviously wrong. In order to best understand this verse, we need to be familiar with the context of it, and we also need to be familiar with the culture where Jesus was living at that particular moment in time. It's very easy to take something out of context, and even not only with the Bible, with everything. Taking things out of the context and not taking the context into consideration can actually change the meaning of everything you're saying. So when Jesus was living actually at those times, there were very specific classes in people, meaning that there were people that were inferior to some people, and people had servants, and there were different classes. Everyone knew their place in society. So the context of turning the other cheek has a lot to do with who is in power and who is inferior. Another very important thing to mention here is the context of using the left and the right hand back then. Jesus is actually saying, if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. So that's a very important specific here. Today in our society, we actually use our left hand and our right hand interchangeably. However, back then it was not like that. So you would use the right hand to greet people, to eat with your right hand, and basically most of the things, your daily activities, you would do with this hand. So your right hand was actually your clean hand, so to say. While with the left hand, well, you know, people didn't used to have toilet paper back then, let's put it this way. So left hand was related to your personal hygiene. So yeah, left hand will be considered the unclean hand. So you have the right hand, and the right hand is the clean hand. The left hand is the unclean hand. In the context of turning the other cheek, if you are hitting someone, it will always need to be with the right hand. So that means that if you are hitting someone with your right hand on the right cheek, that means that you can only do it with a backhand. And in the ancient world, you will never hit an equal with a backhand, because that will bring a lot of fines, and also it shows that you are humiliating that person. So you would never hit an equal with a backhand. You would only do it to someone who is inferior to you. So if I'm hitting you with my right hand and I'm hitting you on your right cheek, means that I am in power and you are inferior to me. This is how it actually worked. And let's say if I'm the one that I'm being hit and someone is hitting me on my right cheek, then if I'm turning the other cheek, that means that I am turning my left cheek. So now if I am supposed to be hit again and I'm turning the other cheek, and the person against me can only use their right hand to do it, now they cannot slap me with their backhand, so you can only slap me with the front part of your hand. So let's say you have been hit with a right hand backhand on your right cheek, and now you have two options. The first option is to strike back and to hit them back, but that can get you into a lot of trouble back into their culture because of the differences in power that you two have. So this is the one thing that you can do. The other thing you can do is, of course, to run away, I guess. But Jesus is trying to offer another way here. And this is to turn the other cheek. And actually turning the other cheek is not saying, okay, keep on hitting me, keep on abusing me. It is actually saying, okay, now I'm equal to you, because you can no longer hit me with your backhand, you can only hit me with your front hand, and that means that we are equalizing each other powers. And that means that actually now we're equal. Take your best shot because we're equal. Actually, with turning the other cheek, you're saying, you are trying to humiliate me, but I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to let you do that. So now if you are trying to hit me, if you decide to hit me, we're equals. And this is how I'm claiming my dignity. And this is actually demonstrating the power of non-violence and turning the other cheek. You're claiming your own dignity through non-violence means. And this is actually a story of how to stand up in the face of oppression. And this is actually protecting who you are. And this is actually making a statement. I'm not going to be your doormat. You can see that something that actually, if it's taken out of the context, sounds like you are doing something wrong to me, keep on doing it. If you put it in the context, it actually changes the whole thing. If someone is trying to slap us with a right backhand on our right cheek, turning the other cheek and turning our left cheek to them, we're actually physically equalizing the field, and we are taking our power back. And eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth is about revenge, about hurting someone so bad that they would not dare come near you again. And turning the other cheek is actually a way of peace and not of powerlessness. It is not about being powerless, but actually finding a greater power than returning evil for evil. Guys, make sure to also check my other video on how to handle negative feedback and offense, where I'm actually giving some tips on how to practically do that, and I'm also giving examples from my life and what happened to me and how I responded to it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. This is actually my summary, and I really hope you like this perspective on turn the other cheek. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and again, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!